Every single week, you miss potential dates and opportunities for relationships or one-time things because you do not understand how to text effectively. And look, I've been there myself and I know how frustrating this is, but it doesn't have to be this way. There is a correct way to text and then there is an incorrect way to text. And I guarantee you're not texting in a way which is helping you get on dates. How do I know? You clicked on the video and ask yourself this: out of the women that I text, how many do I convert to a date? If it's not at least a 1 in 5 ratio, there's things you need to work on. So let's get into 5 texting mistakes that get you ghosted and then how to fix them. First, I'm going to tell you about one of the guys that I've helped, Richard, who I will flash up somewhere on the screen here. Now, Richard is an above average guy. He has a very good job. He's in very good shape. He's a decent looking guy and he's at a point in his life where he should have had abundance. But when he came to me, he would approach women, he would get their number and then he would get ghosted. He would get matches online, get their number and then get ghosted. He would go to dance classes to meet women. He would get their number and then he would get ghosted. He was missing out on tens and tens of dates and opportunities because of his texting. And very easily, I was able to diagnose what he was doing wrong, where he was going wrong. And now I'll flash up somewhere here. He has the woman that he wants to be with. Now, the issue for the average man is he believes what people around him are telling him. Be yourself. If she likes you for you, that's enough. This is bullshit. This is not how dating works. And again, I know this because if it was working, you wouldn't be watching these dating advice videos. You wouldn't be on YouTube searching how to get dates, how to be better at texting. It's not about being yourself, okay? Because dating is about skill and texting is a skill. Charisma is a skill. Confidence is a skill. Things you can better and improve. Imagine if you were a salesman and you applied just be yourself to sales. And every time a prospect said no to you, you said, well, I was myself. At least I tried. Would you keep your job? Would your manager go, yeah, well done, mate? No, he'd say you need to work on your sales process. And dating is the exact same. You are selling yourself to women and you're either good at selling yourself or you're bad. So let's get into it. Mistake number 1, asking too many questions. Now, nobody's ever going to teach you the mechanics of dating. You either figure this out yourself, which 99% of men do not, even myself. It took me 10 years to get to this point where now I am married, etc. after hundreds and hundreds of dates, or you go through life missing out on the opportunities that you really want, which is probably you right now. Now, the issue isn't the question itself, it's that that is all you do. And you think your job is to get to know her, which it is not. Your job is not to sit there and get to know a woman. Your job is to make her feel enough emotions and have enough motivation to want to meet you. Save the getting to know her for in person. Then you can ask more normal questions, okay? But if a woman was asking you, how are you? What's your job? What's this? What's that? At some point, you're gonna think, I can't be bothered replying to you. You're boring me, okay? This is how she thinks. So what you want to do instead is follow a simple texting framework. Now, I have a full one in my description, but I'll give you the basic one. It goes like this. You can ask a question, but you have to follow it up with some kind of assumption or statement. So you say, what is your job? Okay, pretty standard question. She says, I work in admin. Now, instead of just moving on to the next question, you're gonna make an observation or a statement about admin. That explains why da-da-da. I would have guessed this because of da-da-da. And you can be as funny or as bland as you want to be. Obviously, being funnier will help you. For example, if you were in person, you could say, oh, that makes sense why you're so boring because you just do admin. Say it with a smile on your face. It's up to you to read the room and to be able to make the right jokes, but ultimately, this is what you need to be doing rather than asking so many boring questions. And to be honest, most questions can be posed as a statement, which is what I recommend you do. So rather than saying, how was your day? Question mark. You say, tell me something exciting you've done today. That's a question basically, but it comes across or it's phrased as a statement. You're welcome. Number 2, replying too fast. If you ask a woman, what kind of behavior do you want from me around texting? They're gonna say things like, reply really fast to my text messages. Don't leave me on read. Make sure I feel seen and heard. But yet when you do this, it just doesn't work. You know this doesn't work. So why do you believe the bullshit? The goal is obviously to be genuinely busy, but you need to do what I call ping pong texting. So let's say you replied to her at 10 a.m., 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. In those time slots, you can have a back and forth with her where for 5 or 10 minutes, you're texting her. You know, you text, she texts, you text, like a game of ping pong or tennis. And once you've done this for 5 or 10 minutes, you just stop texting her, okay? You end the conversation, as in you don't reply to her last message. That means you can then reply to her later on when you want, okay? You are controlling the frame. And also, because you're giving her bouts of attention attention and then pulling back, ping pong, you're gonna make her start craving you, okay? And the feeling that you give her. Whereas what do most guys do? They give her this, constant. They're texting her on the minute, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes, every hour. And she knows this and she expects this. Ultimately, she does not crave stability for excitement and attraction. It is instability. And these little things that you do, they do make a big difference. So the key is you're replying fast enough to maintain her interest, because yes, if you don't reply to her for 4 days, you will lose it, but you're not replying so fast that you seem very keen or eager. Number 3, being too available. If she asks you what are you up to, you don't need to tell her. There's not some rule book that says you have to be extremely honest about every single thing to a woman, and it will serve you better to not do this. If my wife texts me and says, what are you doing when we aren't together, I often don't tell her what I'm doing. Saving the world, what are you doing? Having the time of my life, what are you doing? Okay? Why does it serve you, or how does it serve you to tell her exactly what you're doing? Make her fantasize, make her think about some things, let her mind wander about what you could be up to. It's so simple, but it works. Number 4, over-investing. Now, this is one of the most common things that I see on a daily basis from the guys that I'm coaching, where from the very first message, the inception, it's very obvious how much he likes her. And you might be thinking, yeah, but it's good to show her that you like her. No, you want her to be thinking, does Matthew like me? What does he think of me? Does he want to date me? Because when these thoughts are on her mind, you give her a reason to meet you. She's motivated to find out, who is this guy? What is he about? Whereas when you are texting her with exclamation marks, which show your enthusiasm and emojis and your big paragraphs, she's looking at it going, another guy who likes me, fun. She's not going to meet you. At most, you should be sending no more than 2 sentences per message, broken up. First sentence, send. Second sentence, send. That's not a double text. And number 5. So the last mistake that guys are very guilty for is not escalating. Now, whilst you can definitely escalate to a date too soon, i.e. you try and set the date up too soon, you can definitely go the complete opposite end of this and spend too long texting her to the point where she gets bored and she assumes you don't have balls, okay? It's a bit like when you're on a date with a woman. There is a fine line between picking the right moment and then waiting too long to escalate. And ultimately, if you wait too long, her mind will go elsewhere. She will not think you are this decisive, dominant guy who goes after what he wants. Through many years of dating, I have learned she wants an action man. A man who puts his hand out and says, come on, we're gonna go upstairs. Who looks at her and says, come here, and then kisses her. This is the kind of decisiveness you need to develop, and it's the same in texting. You text her for 2 or 3 days max. What are you doing Friday? Come play some pool with me, we'll have a few drinks. Loser has to do a forfeit. Boom, date organized. It is that simple. And this is how simple it can be to go from single, where you are now, to multiple dates, even weekly, to then a girlfriend, or whatever it is that you want. It is the same process for every single guy. The only difference is their starting point. Some guys may need lots of mindset work. Some guys may need lots of communication, body language, sex appeal work, looking more attractive, being in better shape. If you want to learn more about what I can do for you in terms of getting more dates, relationships, whatever it may be, go to the links in my description and you can see my free guides if you're not ready for a full-on consultation, or if you want to speak to me and actually solve this now, you can book a free call or we can go through the things that I can do for you. It is really that simple. I've done it 500 times plus over. What more can I say? Until the next video, guys, I will see you all later.